The EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, coming to you from one of the most famous golf courses in the world, the Stadium Course at TPC Sawgrass. And Frank, not only does this belong to the best players in the world, but really to any player who wants to tee it up.
That's exactly right, Rich. It's open to the public, but that was also one of the directives when they first built this golf course. First of all, to host a championship, but then allow the fans of the game, people out there watching right now, to be able to go and play that very golf course. And they've succeeded.
First hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 423-yard par 4. Nice way for players to get started, Frank. Not too demanding, but still, it requires that you put the golf ball off the tee in the right place.
That's correct, Rich. There is a little bit of water down the right, but that's only really for the grandmothers in the field. Anybody else, drive it down the left, 3-wood, even a 2-on if you're a longer hitter, and then a good chance to start with an opening birdie.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up. Get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. This one just requires a little bit of focus. 1 under early in the round. A nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or a 4-wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3-wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance.
So close.
Now, as they say, 300-yard drive, 1 shot. Miss a short one, also 1 shot.
Yeah, that's painful. Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open. Frank, a nice mix of holes to start. So here we go with a par 3 at the third.
Very narrow at the front of the screen, and that bunker too, you don't actually see it off the tee, the back left bunker, and it sneaks into that left side. So if that flag is on the left, just be careful. Now this one starting down the right does not look like it's going to draw back towards the flag.
But it will catch the green. So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
It's well, just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. It's a -2 early in the round. Frank, how difficult is it to access the hole location if you miss the fairway here at 4?
Well, if you miss it left, I've got to say the lesser of two evils is to be in the bunker on the right.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back. Should be safely on deck.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Well done. Another birdie, and now 3 under par. 5th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, long par 4. What's the challenge, Frank?
Depending, really, if you're long or short hitter, the long hitters have the luxury of taking it over the corner of the bunker down the right. Shorter hitters really play at that bunker down the left, 320 run out.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards, just crushed it in the fairway. Frank now getting set for the second shot here at the 5th.
Relatively big green or flat green, but you've got to be careful. If you miss it on the left, especially in that left rough just short of the bunker, it's a little devilish of a chip.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Frank, what do you think of the 6th? Pretty short par 4.
It is, but you come out of that sort of corridor and fairway opens up and then it narrows up, bunkers to be around. Very, very few people hit driver here.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Getting set now over the putt. But you have to like that. 4 under. Frank, what do you think of the 7th?
Interesting par 4 for two reasons. The undulating green on the end of the hole that also shapes to the right, that makes it look like a dogleg right. But really, you want to play that tee shot just inside those pot bunkers down the right side.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Now the approach to the 7th. Frank, what do you need to be mindful of here?
It's rather narrow in the front of this green, and then there's some mounds both right and left. Be very aware of those mounds. They can actually help you out.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
That is a solid par putt right there. Here we are at the 8th at Pete Dye's famed stadium course at the TPC Sawgrass. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Frank, this is a hole that I really like.
And players do too, Rich, especially off that back tee where it must be about 80 yards of shoot that you go through before the hole actually starts to open up. And this green, 11 bunkers in total around the whole putting surface.
And the solid play continues. Pretty good approach shot right there. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. Frank, now at the 9th, this really is one of my favorite par 5s in the entire sport.
And I certainly enjoy watching people play it today, Rich. It used to be unreachable, but the longer hitters now, we're starting to see them go for this par 5 regularly in 2. And the reason why they start to hit the drive more down the right now than what they used to. People used to try and go down the left side. The right side, it hugs the water, but you get a better view of the second shot.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Nice position, short grass, second shot. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Frank, this is all about plotting your way around. Now the 3rd shot at the 9th.
Yeah, there's a reward for a precise short iron shot in here. If the pin's on the right or the left, precision pays off.
Safely aboard. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Starting to lose count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 birdies today. Wow. Getting set now for the back 9 here at TPC Sawgrass. Frank, what should we expect?
Well, there's a good run of holes. 10, obviously very birdieable. 11th, the par 5. 12th, a short par 4. A good chance to get this round really going.
Excellent looking shot here. Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, where's the difficulty on this approach here at the 10th?
It's really the shape of this green. That little front piece, you have to be right on the money there. And then, of course, that green starts to open up and then move to the right.
This is a good-looking shot. Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Starting to fill it up now. 2 birdies in a row and 7 under for the championship. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5, no shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
On the green, and a chance for a birdie. Frank, you think she can make another birdie here?
Oh, I think so, Rich. These are the moments you dream for. Got a string of them so far. One more keeps the run going.
Down to the par 4 12th, and it's a pretty short hole, Frank.
Yeah, Pete Dye often doesn't get enough credit for his short par 4s, though. This is a great example where one of the features of it is the blind second shot, just to give you a little bit of doubt on judging the distance.
Just what you want in the right position on this par 5, in the fairway. Now the approach to the 12th, Frank, what's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds, and you can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with a bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball.
On the green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Settles in over the putt. Did the job right there. Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich. And when you see a player hit 2 shots comfortably on this green, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Playing challenging approach shot here at the 14.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Good clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
It's no snap though.
Wow, what a putt. That is huge. Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really two good shots and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly. And 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. So 24 feet after that approach shot, Frank.
It's just outside the what you'd think very makeable distance.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. You licking your chops here, Frank, as a player, when you get to this tee box?
Well, it's an opportunity. A 4 here certainly makes the mood better when you walk to 17 and then 18. So a 4 here is more than just making a birdie on a par 5. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Long and straight, about 320 yards, and in the fairway. Second from an excellent lie. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. So just a formality here. Looks like he just misread that. Doesn't want to let this one get away. She needs this for par. That's good work. That's a good par right there. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4 In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, the waiting is over. We are about to get started here today. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We'll be calling the action for you. Frank, the golfers look ready to go. And as someone who's been in this situation yourself, what sorts of things are you thinking about before starting the round?
Rhythm, I think, is a big key at TPC Sawgrass, Rich. You've got to keep your rhythm. You don't actually hit a lot of drivers out here, so position is really the first thought that you'll have. Get that ball in the right position. It is very much a second-shot golf course. Rich, that awkward-looking tee shot where you want to sort of sneak it down the left side, but it runs out there. Then if you take it too much over the right, well, there's rough over there as well. It's a sneaky one to start off the first hole.
Excellent opening tee shot. That ball right in the fairway. Frank, what's the best way to get at this first hole?
Ideally, you want to go with a short iron. Makes it easier to keep the ball on the right level.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
In red figures at 1 under par. Now to the second. Frank, what do you make of this hole?
Well, over the years, we've seen more and more people hitting 3-wood off this tee. And the 3-wood's normally easier to draw, and it doesn't run out down that right side.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. And now the second shot here at this par 5.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Now the par 3 third.
Not overly long, but 2 is a rarity here. Difficult green, and you don't see a lot of tee shots actually finish close here for some unknown reason.
And this is looking really good. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank here at the 4th. Not a long shot, but it can be tricky.
If you get a little ambitious when that flag's on the left side, you can spin it all the way back into the lake.
This is a good-looking shot. That is classy.
Well, no chance of going in.
We'll make birdie if this drops. Well done. Back-to-back birdies. Frank, the golf course toughens up right here at the long par 4 fifth.
Yeah, when you play it off the back tee, 470 yards, it's nearly 320 yards to that last bunker down the left side. That really has to be in the back of your mind. The ideal tee shot, little left to right. Ah, nice.
Looks good. It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Birdie try up next. Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A 3rd straight birdie.
Some good playing.
This is impressive now. 6 under par and 2 straight birdies. Frank, what are the players facing here at the 6th, 393-yard par 4?
Ideally, you just want to hit that ball about 250 yards. It's going to leave you a shot of sort of 140 yards in. Then the green looks quite big because you're far enough back that those palm trees don't become a problem.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, how do you size up the approach shot now at the 6th?
Ideally, you'd want to have a good yardage in here. Something where you can hit a nice high lofted short iron to make sure that you don't mess with those palm trees.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Did the job right there. Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side. Just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that, it's actually a pretty good line.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Here we are at the 8th at Pete Dye's famed stadium course at the TPC Sawgrass. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Frank, this is a hole that I really like.
And players do too, Rich, especially off that back tee where it must be about 80 yards of shoot that you go through before the hole actually starts to open up. And this green, 11 bunkers in total around the whole putting surface.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh, dude, that.
Rich, I remember playing with, it was Ben Crenshaw and Mark McCumber in a World Cup of Golf at Royal Melbourne. And Royal Melbourne's greens are as fast as any in the world. And it was probably one of the best putting exhibitions I ever saw without Ben actually making every putt. His sense of speed. And I think that's where I started to see that putting was a real art. He would look at a putt like it had 7 or 8 different dimensions to it. But it was all feel. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like this sort of amazing thought process. It was sort of through osmosis. He would just feel a green. So it would go up and down, several humps and hollows and that, and invariably just, if it missed, it just settled on the back of the cup. And these were the fastest greens in the world. Incredible display.
His longtime caddy at Augusta National, Carl Jackson. They came together in the mid-1970s. Carl recalls the first time he saw Ben, and what stood out was, as Carl tells it, the putting stroke. And in Carl's words, it flowed like the wind. Solid play, heart of the green. Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Nothing wrong with that one. How about 300 yards and in the fairway? Well, she's firing on all cylinders right now, has really played mistake-free golf. It has been a pleasure to watch. Frank's this one going to be okay?
Yeah, just a little right. Seemed like good contact.
That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Hole number 11, 558 yard, par 5. Frank, players in attack mode here.
Yeah, just try and blitz it down there. There are other bunkers on the left to consider, but really, with that much fairway, this is a green light opportunity.
Beautiful looking shot right here. She's ended up on the fairway, and it's such a good lie. So many more options available now. Now the second shot to the par 5. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Just a little tap in here. Almost fell, just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Up now, hole number 12. It's a short one, 358 yard, par 4.
This can catch you off guard. If you just try and hit the ball on the fairway, if you're on the middle of the fairway, the left side, you will have a blind second shot. So ideally, hit it down that right side of the fairway if you want to see the flag.
Excellent line, propped up on the short grass. Now the approach to the 12th. Frank, what's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green. Should be safely on deck.
Well, she just played a wonderful shot from back there. Frank, I've done it with donuts, a half a dozen, but never with birdies. 6 in a row?
No, it's time to watch. This will be something.
Score that, a birdie. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass, tricky 181 yard, par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Has this one for par. 12 under on the day. Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich, and when you see a player hit 2 shots comfortably on this green, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. These putts keep the round together. good putt. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it, well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's two little pot bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up from about 8 feet. In the hole for birdie. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
What a tremendous display of power and precision. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up, and getting ready for the putt. And takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Everyone at some point wants to have a crack at this hole. It might be the most famous single hole in all of golf, the 17th here at TPC Sawgrass, the Island Green. It has been reported that some guy once made a 66 here on the 17th. So you should be able to do a little bit better than that if you do get the chance to play it. You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done. Shouldn't be a problem here. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really challenging second shot here at the home hole, the 18th.
You have to be decisive going in here. You can see all the trouble in front of you. Water left, that mounding on the right. Neither place really is good to go. So somehow you've got to muster up your best shot.
Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. That is a phenomenal roll, Frank.
From downtown.
Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round, not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.